everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Mercury. Welcome to my channel. It's my daily vlog, so whatever I'm up to is what you're gonna see here. And today is another book review. That's right, I got through 2 books pretty quickly. Well, that's not accurate. It took me a long time to get through The Vampire Romand, but then after I read The Vampire Romand, the next book I read, West With Giraffes, which is what we're going to be talking about today, I got through really quick. So we got a few back-to-back book reviews going on. Okay, so that's what this is about. It's a book called West With Giraffes, and it was written by Lynda Rutledge. This was such an entertaining book, and not gonna lie, I kind of ugly cried at the end of the book. It was like, it touched at my heartstrings so much. It was such a good book. This was a book that I have a want to read book list on Goodreads that I see what my friends are reading, and I see what some authors that I'm reading are reading, authors that I'm reading, what they're reading. And because if they like it and I like what they write, that's, good correlation. So I have a list on Goodreads, and this was actually not even on my list. This was not on my radar at all. And I was just scrolling around on Amazon and I came across it. It's kind of like the digital equivalent to when you walk through the bookstore and something is on an end cap and you're like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me look into that. And it wasn't what you had gone there for, right? So the same thing sort of happened to me with this book. And I was like, well, this looks interesting. And my first thought, oh my gosh, this is so long ago. Long time ago, I remember an end cap book that I saw called Giraffes, ? Giraffes! ! And it was this comedic and satirical book. And one of the things that it said was, giraffes came to Earth on an escalator. And it had an illustration of a giraffe coming down an escalator from space. It was totally outlandish. But of course, that was the first thing that came to my mind, is because this ridiculous image of a giraffe on an escalator is just seared into my memory after that. But it was, totally unrelated. That's where my brain went. And so let me bring it back. Let me make a little ball of energy and bring it back, because I'm about to go off the rails on this. West With Giraffes. Okay, what is this book about? The idea is that there's the main character, whose name is Woody, was on a ship with these giraffes, and they survived a hurricane. And from the description on the back, I thought it was going to be about that journey. No, it's not about that journey. That journey has come and gone. That ship has sailed, literally and metaphorically, and they are now on dry land, and that is where the book starts. And they land on the East Coast of the United States, and the giraffes have to get to the San Diego Zoo in California. And this takes place in the 1930s. So it is about the journey of Woody going across country with 2 giraffes. It's this story that I would never think of, but it was so wonderful. It was so delightful. It was almost like that archetype of the buddy movie or the buddy novel, right? It was that sort of archetype, except the buddy was giraffes. I think that's a good way of describing it. And, initially he doesn't have stake in the giraffes. His goal is to get to the West Coast. The giraffes were just incidental. But then as the novel goes on and he develops this relationship with the giraffes and a real friendship. And, any story about a friendship with an animal, I'm gonna love it. It's gonna go right to my heart. Yeah, so I do try to keep my book reviews spoiler free, so I don't want to give away how it ended. I will say, if you read this novel, and as you get to the second to last chapter, have some tissues nearby. At least I wish I was warned of that too. Also, if you don't like goodbyes, because, all good things must come to an end, right? So if you have a hard time with farewells, have some tissues nearby. It touched me here for that reason. Like, I hate goodbyes. I don't say goodbye to people. I say take care. When I get off the phone with people, I don't say goodbye. When I leave work, I don't say goodbye. See you later. See you tomorrow. Have a good night. I don't like goodbyes. I never have. Because goodbye is loss. And loss hurts. So, I might have ugly cried at the end of this book. Because I don't like goodbyes. So, you have been warned. Take that as you will. But I love that I read this book. I appreciate that I stumbled upon it. I had a fantastic journey while I read it. I got to go across country with giraffes. That was the world I lived in when I was reading this. That was amazing. And I think that's why I love to read. Because I can say I went across country with giraffes. I was in that world with these characters. I was on that journey with them, right alongside. Whether they knew it or not, I was there with them. That was great. That was really great. So if you would like to go on a cross-country journey with two giraffes in the 1930s, West With Giraffes is a good novel to read while doing it. I do also want to preface it some historical time frame notations because it took place in the 1930s. There is racism in this book. There is a lot of misogyny in this book. This is historical. Point in time, that is where this country existed. So if that is triggering to you, then you may need to skip this. If you want to learn from history and you want to learn how to do better and what not to do, and you read it in that context because that was a moment in time that we have moved beyond and need to continue to move much further away from. That is the context I read it in. So I do want to put that disclaimer out because history can be very triggering and hurtful. And not everyone is ready to go there yet. So just putting that out there too. So that is my thoughts about the novel West With Giraffes. The next book I have downloaded is Ursula Le Guin's The Last Side of Darkness. Some classic sci-fi on tap for me. And when I get through that one, I will let you know how it goes. But for now, I'm done for the day, and I will see everybody tomorrow. And until then, stay inspired by. Take care.